Hey everyone, Ross here using a different headset than I typically use. This is the Audio Technica BPHS1 broadcasting quality headset. Normally, if you've watched any of my broadcasts or podcasts, you'll be familiar of the look of a microphone sitting front and center in frame. This is a slightly different setup that I'm experimenting with. I'm going to be doing hopefully a lot of live streaming with this setup going forward, depending on the sound quality of the microphone capsule, which you can see just here. It's quite large. It's very different from a typical gaming headset or a normal headset from, video conferencing usage, maybe something from Sennheiser, maybe something from other manufacturers like Audio Technica, which this is actually an Audio Technica one. But what is interesting about this is aimed as a broadcast quality headset. So if you've ever seen esports commentary or an NBA live kind of basketball game or any kind of sports event, you'll maybe see the commentators down kind of like on the sidelines or off to the side camera wise with headsets that are very similar to this one. Not necessarily identical to this one, but they're very, 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 very similar. And that is because the quality of the audio capsule and the microphone is usually of a high enough quality that it allows the sportscasters to have freedom of movement with their gestures. They're usually gesticulating wildly and excitedly, and they don't have to worry about a microphone being, have that proximity to their mouth or in front of them where they're going to be potentially knocking the microphone, or if they're sitting back and saying, "Oh my God, he just scored," this kind of thing, then you're still going to capture that good clean audio, and they don't feel inconvenienced to say, "Okay, you gotta be within like 6 inches of the microphone in order to keep your voice sounding really, really good and sound quality high." So I'm excited to take this for a spin, a proper spin. I've made some modifications which I'll go into in a separate video a little bit later. Things like the ear cups I have replaced, the headband padding I've replaced as well. That's literally just additives to the existing stuff, and I'll go into more detail as to why that is. Mostly because the padding on the headband was so thin, I was finding it quite uncomfortable, and that is mostly because I'm a bald dude. So I don't have a very much natural padding there to begin with. I don't have a nice thick full head of hair, so bear that in mind if you're looking at this headset as well and thinking, "Oh my gosh, I need to replace the headband padding." But the ear pads are definitely the first things that you should replace, because the ones that come with it are really terrible. They're so thin and they're so uncomfortable. So I got these memory foam velour ones, much thicker, from a website called Brainwaves, and they specialize in ear pad replacements, and they just slip on. The old ones just pop off, and these ones just kind of snap on, or not snap on, but they kind of you have to thread them on the edges, and very, very easy. But bear that in mind. There are maybe some modifications that you will have to make to get it to fit maybe your comfort levels, But yeah, I'm excited to hear exactly what the audio sounds like in comparison to my regular setup, because I'm really enjoying the freedom of just being able to pop on the headphones like this, plug it into my my Rodecaster Pro mixing deck, because it is an XLR input. It's not like a USB headset. It's not a 3.5mm TRRS cable where the audio is coming down. That is capturing the audio via an XLR cable, which helps with the quality, the sound quality of your voice as you're maybe doing talking head stuff, or if you're going to be doing some live streaming stuff as well. And that's mostly what I'm going to be using it for. I'm still going to have my dedicated microphone that you see on previous videos of my content for my podcasting work. But if the quality of this is good, then it may fully replace my setup for live streaming and my game streaming and that kind of thing, because it is just a case of, there's no obstacles in front of me, and I don't have to worry about always being on top of the microphone, especially when I'm concentrating on another monitor here for my gaming setup, So yeah, stay tuned for a deep dive thoughts, impressions, look at this headset in a bit more detail. And thank you for watching.